a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
I threw my staff straight at Zia. It hit the ground at her heels and immediately transformed into a snarling she-lion. Zia whirled in surprise, but then everything went wrong. The lion turned and charged at Carter, as if she knew I was supposed to be dueling him. I had a split second to think, what have I done? Then the cat lunged, and Carter's form flickered. He rose off the ground, surrounded by a golden hieroglyphic shell like the one Bastard used, except that his giant image was a warrior with the head of a falcon. Carter swung his sword, and the falcon warrior did likewise, slicing the lion with a shimmering blade of energy. The cat dissolved in midair, and my staff clotted to the ground, cut nearly in half. Carter's avatar shimmered, then disappeared. He dropped to the ground and grinned.
Welcome to Of the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Raye, following the path of Geb.
And I'm Charlie, following the path of Bast.
And I'm Mott's, following the path, suddenly turning British, following the path of Thoth. There we go.
That actually is a bit of a tongue twister. I don't blame you.
I just realized that as well. That was way harder than it needed to be, but also, yeah.
I was like, I don't know any other way to word that, because that's like literally what they do. So whatever. That's how this exists. Hey Mods, how's it going? It's been a while since we've seen you. It's been a whole different series since we've seen you.
Yeah, it's certainly going.
Yeah, why don't you reintroduce yourself to our audience? Tell us your pronouns and how you're enjoying this series, because I think I had to convince you to read this.
Oh,
It didn't take that long for you to convince me to read it.
Yeah. I mean, I can say, what's your history with this? But it's more like, I was like, you want to come on?
Yeah.
You gotta read this book.
But yeah, my pronouns are he, him, as always. And yeah, I guess my history with this book is I just started reading it for this podcast, as Charlie said, so yeah. But I'm really enjoying it so far.
Hell yeah.
I think it took like less than a page before I started sending Charlie my thoughts on the book, so...
Literally, I
amazing.
Think it was page 2 or something.
Hang on, I think it was literally page 1.
Oh, okay. There you go.
At least my Kindle version, it was page 1. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm so excited to get to talk about it.
Okay, Carter or Sadie, who's your favorite?
I was just about to say that.
Oh, shit. Can I say muffin?
Yes, that's valid.
That's allowed.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I think that does have to be the guest question, which we should have been asking all along, honestly. But like Carter or Sadie. So listen, I'm the Sadie one, Ray's the Carter one.
Yeah.
But like we also both appreciate the other character.
Yeah. Also,
it's not a hatred.
Of course not.
Good. Also, I just feel like I should bring up the fact that it took me 14 chapters to realize that there's the name of each character on like above the chapter heading. Like literally chapter 14.
You were like trying to figure it out every time.
It's like, oh, there. It took.
Oh my goodness.
Took a hot minute. I'm not observant.
We get to, the next series where instead it's just a large name about each chapter, no title, just the number and like Roman numerals and then a name.
I actually do remember getting confused, even though that is the case.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I mean, you're halfway through the chapter, like, wait, who is this again?
Yeah.
Oh.
There is an audiobook version of these books, and they have 2 different narrators, one for Carter and one for Sadie.
Oh, that is
It's
helpful.
kind of delightful.
Nice.
But is there a British accent?
I don't remember. I was a child.
I think that's very important. Because we had to every time we do the like excerpt, it's like, okay, are we gonna do a really bad British accent?
Or are we gonna get your girlfriend on to do a pretty decent British accent?
Because she does a much better one than either of us. So.
I had to make a new British accent for this, so y'all better appreciate the work I put in. I watched a YouTube video.
Oh my god. See, the thing is, it shouldn't even be that complicated. Sadie was only British for 6 years of her life.
Yeah.
Just half her life, but still.
She's a little British girl, though. You know she is.
So yeah, I guess we're doing the entire episode with British accents now.
Oh yeah.
Oh no?
I would fucking die.
I think I would just go into Australian. As I usually do.
Honestly, that's so fair though. Like,
it's too easy to do an Australian accent. I feel like I just fall into it, really.
It is a slider. You slide right into it, yeah. I would join you in the bit, but I'm not confident.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well, what was this chapter that we read today? We certainly read something.
Something about Zia and her eyebrows.
Yeah, did she lose her eyebrows in this chapter? Is this an accurate chapter title according to Raye?
This is an accurate chapter title. That's canon. Depending on how quickly her eyebrows grow, you have to imagine Zia with no eyebrows for the rest of the book. So everyone keep that in mind in your fan arts.
So notes for when I draw her. Do I draw her with their eyebrows singed off? Specifically?
Absolutely. That's the only way to be accurate.
Oh, can't wait.
So no issues. It's pithy, it's fun. It doesn't really have anything to do with the main crux of the chapter, but that's fine because it would be spoilery otherwise. My alternate title is Now We're Fucking Moving! Set up over babies!
Yeah.
It only took 16 chapters. Out of 41.
It's a compelling setup. It is. I'm really enjoying the setup. Like, it honestly makes me forget that it's just the setup.
Yeah. I mean, it's Rick having to create a full magic system compared to what he did in PJO. Like, he really has to cement it, and I feel like it gets even more cemented in this chapter, too.
Right.
Yeah,
they both have very complex world building, but you're right that this does feel more hard magic than soft magic system.
Yeah.
Even though it is still like a soft magic system because you can potentially do anything, there are still like limits and really interesting things going on there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't have like the spells written down for us, but it's like, okay, we know what the rules are.
Right, exactly.
Your basic ass rules. Cool. Thank you.
So, what happened in this chapter when how Zia lost her eyebrows? Alright, Zia, she wakes up Sadie with the bucket of water, classic shit. She and Carter go and get prepped to safely do some magic, which involves painting on your tongue, and nobody likes that. Carter and Sadie both manage some spells, Sadie more impressively than Carter, which Zia takes to mean that they're ready to duel, presumably to the death, but actually not.
Carter barely did a spell.
Yeah, you just get thrown in the deep end and you just do it, and that's apparently, like, fine, and that's just the way it works. Don't worry about it.
I mean, to be fair, they're also testing them on whether they need to be killed, so...
Yeah, the actual purpose of the duel was to see if the two of them are hosting gods, which they super are! I've been chomping at the bit for this reveal.
We still don't know who they are, but...
Oh, yeah. It's a fun little secret. So Zia's like, holy shit, y'all have gods in you, what the fuck? And then we get some real bad news. Iskandar super died last night. No one expected that to happen whatsoever. He did not telegraph that.
He totally wasn't coughing. and also an old person at the same time.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. Desjardins is in charge now, and he will 100% have them executed, even without knowing that they're hosting gods, which we now know 100% for certain.
Yeah, that's cool.
Zia basically is like, I am gonna come kill you, but you can have a 5-minute head start.
How many times have we been on the run so far at this point? Like, we started off like, okay, we've been deported, and then it's like, okay, now we have to run away from this nice house that we got to live in for less than 24 hours. Maybe 12 hours. and then now we're running from the first gnome. Yay. Like,
these kids' lives are so normal and non-traumatizing.
Yeah, it's great.
Trauma for 16 chapters. You gotta love it.
Yeah, how
Amazing.
old are they supposed to be?
Carter's 14, Sadie's 12.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's
babies.
Great.
Those are some...
They really are.
Yeah, exactly. It's small babies doing things. But guess what? We're gonna talk about some myth stuff today.
Yay!
So, in case you missed it, I'm gonna send y'all what we're gonna talk about. This is a surprise for Mots. We're gonna talk about Ma'at.
Oh!
I did this on purpose.
I forgot you were doing this bit. I'm so glad.
I shit you not, when I read the name Ma'at, I was like, I feel like I have to make a joke about it at some point. Will you beat me to it?
Don't worry, I was thinking about it. I was metagaming this whole time.
Yes. And we love you for it.
Incredible.
I was like, which chapter is she the most relevant in? It's this one. Cool. This is where
also, that's how you picked me for this chapter.
Yes, this is how you were picked.
Oh, that's so funny.
You're welcome. All right. So Ma'at, as you say, her name has M-A-A-T. Sometimes it has an apostrophe in it.
It's with an apostrophe in the book, right?
Yes, it is an apostrophe in the book. The Wikipedia is like, it could be either. Whatever. Who knows?
I like it better with the apostrophe because it makes it more clear that you're supposed to do the little hiccup in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ma'at.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so she's a goddess, but she's also like a personification goddess. This is where you get like, like we have this in Greek mythology too, where it was like, okay, Thanatos is death versus Hades is a god of death.
Right. More simply, like a river will have a god or whatever, but like, yeah, god that is a concept. It's good shit.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite kind of god, TBH.
Yeah, she's great. So she is the goddess of order, but also like truth, balance, harmony, law, morality, justice, yada yada yada. I guess apparently she regulated the stars, the seasons, and the actions of mortals and the deities who had brought order from chaos at the moment of creation.
Stars and seasons makes a ton of sense to me. Like, normally you think of nature as being part of chaos, but like, the stars are how you tell time. That's how we like learn about how the world spins. Like, it makes a lot of sense given how people use them.
Yeah. And just as we have, our good goddess, our like, justice, truth, justice in the Egyptian way. We also have her opposite, who is Isfet, like the god of injustice, chaos, violence, and, generally doing evil shit.
Hot.
Fucked up.
We gotta have that balance, It's all about the dualism.
Right. So that's interesting because Set's sort of the chaos guy, right? But he's not the personification of chaos itself.
He's more a minor chaos guy. Like Ra is one of the most important gods, but like Ma'at, even more important. Like Horus, very important. Ma'at is like, it's just, yeah. She's just one of the most important concepts in general. So it says her major cult center is just all of Egyptian cities. So like, literally, if there's any god that pertains to you, no matter what, it's gonna be her. So her symbols are scales. It says just balance straight up, but especially the ostrich feather is like very important. We got the iconography for each god where they're just like, a person doing the sideways thing, and they usually have the ankh. She's also got the ostrich feather in her headdress, and she's holding a different staff, but I don't know what that means. It's not telling me. Her parents are Ra and Hathor, apparently. I mean, she's a concept, but she does have parents. So, important shit. And guess who her consort is? It's Thoth. It's our guy. You know, the smart guy.
Nice.
And then, even more important to me, they have a child together, and it is one of my favorite goddesses who doesn't get enough recognition, Seshat. You know, the goddess of libraries.
Delightful.
Icons.
So, like, all of the nerdliness is all, like, in this one family.
Right. Knowledge coming from order also makes a lot of sense. I love the symbolism in Egyptian mythology.
As you should. It's great. Okay, so, like, in our earliest records of Egyptian stuff, Ma'at is the norm for nature and society. Compared to
interesting.
chaos, I guess. That's just how it is. It's the norm. This is what we want. We want that to happen. Of course, she has important roles with, like, the weighing of the heart ceremony, which we're gonna get into eventually a bit more, but, you know, she's all about balance, and, like, you have to weigh your heart against, you know, the feather to see if it's the most balanced, and if you can go to the good afterlife, or just get your heart eaten.
Yeah, that's fine.
Love that.
Yeah, okay, so she's depicted as a young woman. Sometimes she's got wings. Pretty cool.
Kind of slaps.
Yeah, I already said ostrich feather. And yeah, she's been a goddess as early as the middle of the Old Kingdom. Okay, so, you know, pretty old origins.
Yeah, she's got a lot of jobs, it looks like.
Yeah, she's all about, like, ethics and law and all of that. We're trying to avert chaos. Like, I think this is interesting, that the king could describe himself as the Lord of Ma'at. So, because, like, you know, you're trying to make sure that, like, chaos doesn't happen. You have to obey the laws, you have to create the laws to make sure that there's no chaos.
And all rulers are definitely good at that. Sorry to make this about current events.
It's too relevant right now. It's too relevant. We're recording on November 7th, so...
Yeah, sorry, everybody. We're trying so hard to be so normal.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just thinking about everyone listening to this later who's gonna have to be like, oh yeah, I remember those days.
Remember when the king would give us order amidst the chaos?
It's like when you're listening to a podcast episode that came out, like, early pandemic.
Yeah. And it's the only thing everybody talks about.
Came out, like, 2019, late 2019. They're like, oh yeah, we have plans for next year. Oof. Oh
my god.
It's some interesting shit. Okay, yeah. So there's a lot about her with the law. The vizier is called the priest of Ma'at. So once again, we got, like, they all have to uphold these, like, ideals of just order over the chaos of yeah. Oh, I think we have this described in this chapter, maybe? Did we use the word sesh in this chapter to talk about scribes? I think I remember that.
I don't remember. I believe you, though.
Zia said something about, like, a word to refer to as scribe, which also, she was like, it also means magician.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
And this literally is talking about how, like, scribes are important with her, because they're, like, civil servants, and they're involved in, like, ethical and moral concepts, what have you. Writing is important. This is all about writing is important, okay? Okay, there's literally a picture here of, like, the winged Ma'at, which, honestly, it looks very similar to winged Isis. I'm not gonna lie. It's down by, like, as rhetorical concepts.
I like it. It's a cool look.
Yeah.
I did find sesh in the chapter also. You were correct. That's the word used.
Ha ha. I was like, I knew there was something going on here. Connections, red string. Wahaha. I did it. And then there's a lot about the funerary shit, which I'm like, we're gonna get into that eventually, but the most important thing is that, like, you balance your heart to see if you were a good person, which, yeah. But most importantly, she is just law and order, aka Ma'at, aka truth, justice, in the Egyptian way. That's going to be my new thing.
Yeah, good.
Super Ma'at. Okay, let's talk about this fucking chapter. Man, I'm here
I mean,
for
we're
it.
only 25 minutes into the recording. It's fine.
It's fine.
Listen, we've taken longer before.
We have.
I do not doubt it.
She just doesn't have any stories about her. She's just more like, again, concepts.
Right,
Just
right.
how you treat her in your society.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get the bucket of ice water. Wouldn't that hurt? Or is
Yes.
like, is there ice in the water? That's what I assume ice water is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah.
Not just freezing
Yeah,
cold.
there should be, right? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. I watched The Glee Project back when that was a show. Which was a reality TV show where people competed to get onto the television program Glee.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah. It was delightful if you like people being a little bitchy and singing a lot.
Isn't that the entire concept of Glee?
Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
They made a music video where they got slushied a lot, which is apparently a thing in Glee. I didn't watch Glee.
Yeah.
I only watched the Glee Project.
So good.
This is amazing.
I love that. That's incredible.
Lore.
I've watched 13 episodes of Glee, and I'm familiar with the slushing.
Right, yeah, slushying. It's apparently a thing. Anyways, apparently that shit hurts like hell.
I
Like,
do not doubt it.
they kept having to do takes over and over and, like, suffering just so badly for their art.
And the art is Glee.
So that's my story to say, yeah, ice water probably not ideal.
I'm just assuming Sadie is covered in bruises for the rest of this chapter. So
I don't think she threw the ice that hard. Like, it sounds like you're...
Ice in the bucket.
Yeah, I was like, did she just throw the bucket at her?
I wouldn't doubt it. It's Zia. I don't.
Zia would. Oh my god.
It feels like a comedy sketch take. Like, she throws like the ice water at her. Sadie doesn't wake up. She throws the bucket at her. Sadie wakes up.
So yes, very classic hazing, especially in a little dorm. We continue to give Sadie some British stereotypes.
Seriously, all of the British stereotypes, I swear.
British schoolgirls specifically. Yeah, so, and Zia's like, we gotta go get you cleansed to do some magic. And Sadie's like, I already do magic, what do I need this?
She's like, I just had a bath because you poured ice water and a bucket on me. I don't need anything else. I need food. They never feed this poor girl.
They
In this
never
entire
feed her, not this
chapter.
whole chapter. Yeah.
It's like,
I
I'm
also noticed
hungry.
that.
I was also eating while reading this, and I was like, you're making me hungry, Sadie.
Feed Sadie.
But I do like the like cleansing prepares you for magic. I do like the idea of that. Like, you know, like water, you know, has meaning as well as just, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cleaning.
the
Could be part of the
rituals
order.
here also make sense. Like, so what they go and do, is go and drink some water from a Thoth fountain, and that, like, focuses your brain, apparently even better than caffeine. I need some of that shit. And also, they paint the symbol of Ma'at on their tongues, which apparently tastes real fucking bad.
Yeah, it's fun how this is described. That, like, okay, so there's water just falling from, like, just I don't know where, but, like, there's no ceiling here. It's just water falling from, like, the darkness above into a fountain, and they're drinking from that. It's like, okay,
Very
sure.
video gamey.
Yeah, that's what this whole chapter feels like. And then the tattoos, my brain goes to, like, was it like fruit by the foot or something? Like those weird, like, tattoos that you could get
There
on your
were tongue tattoos. I forgot about those. Oh my god.
That's
Those
what
are
my brain
much
goes
tastier
to.
than these.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you're gonna have to, like, look at some old commercials or something
Oh,
to see,
God.
like, the tongue tattoos from the
Yeah, you know how
candy.
you do temporary tattoos where
Yeah,
you, like,
yeah.
just put water over the piece of paper? It's the
Yeah.
same concept, it's just, like, on a fruit roll-up. And so the water is your saliva on your tongue.
Oh god.
And so you just, like, hold it there. It was really gross.
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's from a candy. You just put this candy on your tongue, and then like you get a tattoo from it. And that's what my brain goes to when I think of tongue tattoos. But this is apparently very disgusting.
Yeah, both those things sound not great.
Not ideal, but one has sugar involved.
So an interesting thing that also happens this chapter is that Sadie meets up with Carter, and he says he slept badly and he'll tell Sadie about it later, and he's like being weird about Zia. So like, but we haven't had Carter's perspective since last night. So we're like playing with perspective for like kind of the first time that like we don't have information that one of the characters has. It's kind of exciting.
I mean, I feel like we kind of did that in like the first like Sadie perspective, where it's like, okay, she's separated from Carter. We don't know like what he's told the police at that point.
That's true too.
But like Sadie was like, come on, I know your tactics. I know what my brother did and did not tell you. So but this is definitely the first time it's really played with per se.
Yeah, a little hint for some Carter shit later.
Yeah, some possible romantic trouble between Miss Magic and my brother. Ooh. And then Carter gets to keep his dad's magic stuff. And then Sadie has to be gifted some, other ones. Sadie does not get like, inherited stuff.
Sadie's like, hey, yo, what the fuck? How come he gets it? And she's like, he's the oldest. Not fair. She's right. But also,
fuck primogeniture.
Carter's been carting it around this whole time, so like, by rights, I think I would also let him keep it.
Yeah, fair enough. But also fuck primogeniture.
And they do also say that he can use his is it Kopesh or Kopesh? I never know how to pronounce it. Well,
but say like Kopesh.
He can use his sword as a weapon for his magic. We love that. We love that. Pretty cool.
Apparently the wand is for defense and the staff is for offense, which is fun.
Yeah, that makes sense, I think. I've honestly forgotten how they used it previously. I just remember them throwing the wand and it turning into shit.
No, that's the staff. You throw the staff
Apparently
and it turns into
staff?
shit. Yeah,
I thought it was the other way around.
No.
No, it's the staff.
Yep.
I remember this because it's in the Bible.
Sorry, Moses. Oh yeah, Mats. The Bible confirmed true? Question mark?
Oh. Yeah.
That happened like in a previous chapter where it's like, okay, Moses was a magician, I guess.
Yeah.
Was he following the path of God? Yahweh? Or how does that work?
Unclear. Don't worry about it too much.
I will worry about it. Don't worry. I will.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was something that happened.
Yeah.
Very Prince of Egypt.
The implications.
Then we talk about how we're gonna figure out their specialities. Like how the Ba thing talked to Carter, specialized in statues. That guy. Nick Tannabo. Yeah. Which specialities do we want, though? I think that's a bigger question. I mean, so far we only know about healer, amulet maker, animal charmer, elementalist, combat magician, necromancer, and diviner.
Hey, Charlie, write that shit down. You need that for our RPG that we're gonna make later.
This is already a plan. It's going to happen, okay, guys? It's gonna be an Egyptian magician RPG.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds really fun, actually.
Who knows what'll come of it, but we want to figure out how it would work. I don't know what I want to be, though.
Yeah. If you were gonna play one of these classes.
I mean, like, necromancers are always cool.
Yeah.
I always want to be an elementalist. Like, since I was a kid, I was like, that's the coolest shit possible.
But the question is, do you get to be, like, the Avatar? Because, like, Zia's, like, fire person, seems
right.
like.
Yeah, that's her subclass.
Oh my god, we're gonna think of that. And more things. So many things.
Can my subclass be Avatar?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Just be good at all the elements.
Yeah.
Which elements are we talking about?
Can I be all of these?
Cable elements? Are they the 4 elements? Are they the Chinese 5 elements? How are we going with this?
We'll have to see what they thought were elements in ancient Egypt. We'll figure it out.
Unclear.
Speaking of which, I've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender lately, so I think this is very fitting, not tangent because it's related to what we were talking about, but it's a fitting topic, I guess.
Yeah.
It's very fitting. And then, so when Zaya, I keep wanting to say Zaya, when Zia's listing off all of the things that you can be, Sadie's the one who brings up Diviner, and Zia's like, why would you mention that? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Sadie's like, what? How do we know this?
It's nothing, don't worry about it.
We're gonna take a test. We're gonna take 5 different tests here.
Oh god,
yeah,
I don't
worry about it. In case anyone forgot, because I sort of did. Her mom was a diviner, and
yes,
we mentioned that was an incredibly rare skill.
Yeah. I feel like Sadie's mom, I mean, it's Sadie and Carter's mom, but I feel like their mom is becoming a Lily figure, kind of.
She's haunting the narrative. She got fridged, and
she really did.
Typical shit. You know what happens to your mom/wife in a fictional story? You put her in a fridge.
Bye, Mom.
And
listen,
then you
at
get
least
sad
Sally
about
got
it.
out of the fridge.
She did. Good for her.
She escaped with her life.
And she murdered a man. Good for her.
I keep forgetting that.
I will never forget how she murdered a man and she got money for it to pay for college.
Selling her husband's corpse.
Hashtag
metal as hell,
selling my husband's
honestly.
course. Hashtag goals. Hashtag living my best life.
Now I'm thinking of the video where Samurai does the weird dance where he's like, know your cost or know your worth, and then on the black market, and then it lists all the parts of your body and how much you're good for.
Oh no. So we're going to the library. To the library! That's not the respect.
Yeah.
Because libraries are just important. We're magicians. As I've already mentioned before, they're basically just scribes. Zia even confirms this. So she's like, the Egyptian word shesh is how she says it. It means scribe or writer, but it also means magician. Because,
I adore this magic system. It fucking slaps
Same.
so hard.
Same.
I've been talking this whole podcast about how I really like how the magic is based off of symbology, but the exact thing that she says here is that magic at its most basic turns words into reality. It's straight up just words that are symbols that mean something that become real. And that fucking slaps. It's so cool.
I was really tired when I read this, but I was really pissed that I was tired because when I read the part about the magic system and everything, it was so fucking cool, and I hated that I probably didn't retain as much as I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make words into things, and it's very cool. Words are our most inexhaustible use of magic. I need to stop quoting it, but I can't. So,
fuck the author of that book.
Wizard shit is happening. So you could just make a word into anything. It could be in English, but hieroglyphics, that's divine shit. That's why we call them divine words. It's the language of Ma'at. Ma'ats.
Nice.
Hey, what if you were following the path of Ma'at, actually?
Wait, am I then?
I think Mats is actually too much of a chaos gremlin to follow the path of Mats is the problem.
That's so true. Tragic, though.
You didn't play D&D with this man.
Oh god.
You assaulted a poor cabbage vendor.
How could you?
And got us thrown into jail.
God, that reminded me of recently I had a dream where I killed someone and got myself and 2 friends sent to therapy. Not to jail, to therapy.
They were like, you need help.
Imagine, you kill a man, they're like, go to therapy.
Go to therapy about it. I mean, that's what happens in Gotham. They're like, go to therapy about it, and then they're like, no, and they break out.
I mean, it's therapy, but it's also an asylum. It's a little bit more than just therapy. I think Mott's would thrive in Arkham Asylum, though. You know? He'd be rolling that shit.
I'd like do like the prison reform from like as a Paddington 2.
I still need to see Paddington 2. Shit.
It's so fucking good. I watched it once and I need to watch it again. I think it's a thing in Paddington 2, although it's been like years since I've seen it.
From what I remember from the trailers, he does go to prison. So this makes sense to me. Who would put this poor tiny bear in prison?
No.
I have questions.
Horrible. How could they? I've never seen either of the films.
I saw the first one, and I was like, it's cute.
I know. I need to see it.
But everybody says Paddington 2 is, like, the best movie. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, like, the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes for a long time, I think. Until, like, some piece of shit decided he didn't like it, so he rated it poorly. I know.
Okay, so Carter draws a bird, which is the worst mistake he can make.
Yeah.
You made something alive. How dare you? And what does it do? It comes alive and it poops on him.
I could have told him that would happen. Like, if you know anything about Egyptian mythology, you know, don't draw stuff.
We literally, I mean, like, they talk about it in this chapter too, but like, literally, you don't make the shabti like all the way, or it you know, it could come alive.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Is that what Pinocchio is? Is that what Pinocchio is?
Maybe. Where's our terrifying Pinocchio adaptation where he's actually a shabti?
Oh god.
Oh, that's out of clay though. He's made out of wood. It's different.
Slightly unrelated, but there are certain like textiles circles for knitting and crocheting that say that you have to put at least a minor flaw in your project so that the evil can get out of it.
I've heard
or else
this.
It is bad luck. Yeah.
Oh my
that
god.
makes sense to me. I feel like I'd be so bad at that because like perfectionist problems.
Yeah. Same.
See, I just don't worry about it because my knitting is shitty enough in the first place.
Also valid. I would also have this problem too. I'm a perfectionist, but I'm really bad at it. So.
That's, same, because, like, I'm such a perfectionist and really bad at sucking at things, so I never actually start doing things because I know I'm going to be bad at in this beginning, because that's, you know, how life works. So I never actually start things. So I keep procrastinating and never actually start the things that I should be starting.
ADHD?
Big mood, bestie. You got ADHD?
ADHD? I think you've just described neurodivergency in a nutshell.
Honestly, so fair. I'm like, I don't want to like self-diagnose, but like I'm pretty sure I might be autistic.
Same. I think all three of us are then self-diagnosed.
The
doctors told me I wasn't, but I'm pretty sure that was a lie.
Yeah, same.
Okay. So when I went to get my ADHD evaluation, this is a complete tangent. Sorry to everyone. So when I went to get my evaluation, I got it from a woman who was one of my professors in college, and I did not like her.
Oh, good. That's a...
I had her for human sexuality, and, like, her takes were just not very good. I went to go get my evaluation, and I took, like, a long paper test, and I was like, hey, if I'm somewhere on the autism spectrum, would this test catch that also? And she gave me a look, and she was like, haha, yes, but if you were on the autism spectrum, your parents would have noticed. And I was like, I don't trust any of your opinions forever anymore. The thing is that if you have parents who are also on the autism spectrum,
and never noticed, then that means that they think that all of your weird-ass behavior is normal.
Normal, yeah.
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 Anyways.
I'm pretty sure there's a possibility that these things are that these things have been passed down from at least one parental figure. Could be calling somebody out here. She's not going to listen to this podcast anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that one of my parents has ADHD, and, like, it does run, like, in my family and my brother's family, but, like, only the kids have diagnoses because, you know, it'd be like that. There's more therapy in the world now. It's great.
I was gonna say, at least my mother and my grandmother from the opposite side both have at least ADHD. If there's something else there, I wouldn't be surprised. It seems to fit to me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
My mom is getting increasingly convinced that she has ADHD, so it checks out.
Yeah.
We love that. This is fun times, neurodivergency of the oldest gods. Listen, we didn't have enough neurodivergency in this series specifically, so
we had to bring it ourselves.
We gotta add ourselves to the series.
I think you and I have already talked about this, Ray, where I'm like, I think Sadie is ADHD and Carter is probably autistic.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what my brain says, personally. Okay. So, yeah, we're not making alive things. The bird was a mistake. Carter has poop on him. And that's why Doughboy does not have legs, so that he cannot come fully to life.
He's sort of pretty alive already, but you have to tell him to come to life currently. He can't do it by himself, so you're mostly safe from being murdered in your sleep.
I was gonna say, I did love the part where, they brought up the whole thing about, like, Doughboy, like, being, like, created without legs so that he wouldn't, like, murder Julius in his sleep. And it's like, well, Doughboy, would you murder him in his sleep? Well, yeah, probably, but, like...
I think just make a different personality for your creation, then.
Yeah.
Like, treat it with respect first. Maybe if you treat it with respect, it won't kill you. This is just an idea, guys.
Yeah, I read that part and I was like, is Julius evil? Is that what's happening here?
He looks like an evil scientist.
Yeah.
So,
he does, that's canon.
Also, Mott's, we mentioned it many a time, but I think Julius is hot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you for validating me.
I think Uncle Amos is hot.
Also same.
They can both be hot.
He's not bald.
Yeah.
They're both hot. It's fine. I'm not usually into bald either, so I think they can both be hot.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, magic system starts getting more complex because Carter tries to make fire, and then he's running out of magic. He's literally channeling his magic from within himself instead of within, like, or taking stuff out of the duat is kind of what they're trying to say, is that, like, you're not taking stuff, you're not making it. You're trying to pull it from somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know?
I wasn't clear exactly how that works, because later what she says is that you can get magic from a different source, like an amulet that magic is stored in, or like a god. I don't know if you can take magic just, like, from the air, generally.
Well, I mean,
okay. I guess you do both. You summon something from Ma'at, but the magic to do that comes from inside you, unless you have a different source.
Yeah, so, like, you're still using the magic from inside you to bring something out from somewhere else, but you're not creating it. Creating it entirely is too much. But either way, you're still going to be running out of your own magic reserves.
Got it.
So it's like different games that I've played have this, where it's like, you know, the mana pool. You got, like, so much mana before you're out. You got so many spell slots before you're out.
Of course.
And then you have to do something else.
What's also interesting is that it's implied that certain magic is going to be less tiring because it comes more naturally to you. Carter finds it easier to summon, like, a small object than it is to make fire.
Yeah. I mean,
so natural
he's
affinity
also,
does come into this.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's trying to make a sword. He makes a butter knife. Cute.
That was really cute. I love this.
He pretends to stab his sister with it.
As you do.
Yeah, and then we're talking about the divine words and how, Iskandar was just, like, so powerful that, he, like his presence is so strong that the divine words just kind of, like, come into being around him. He didn't make them, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Right. It's
cool.
he makes them visible. Like, the words always exist because existence always exists, but he, like, makes it more onto our plane.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love Sadie actually asked the questions like, oh, like I could speak a divine word and then have a door explode. Like we want to be divine words. That's the goal here. And Zia's like, yeah, but like you can't do that without characters. So don't even ask.
Yeah.
And Sadie's about to like say something about it and Carter's like, don't you dare. No.
Also, I'm just now realizing that means that Sadie canonically has the spell Shatter from D&D.
Correct.
Good.
Oh yeah, so Sadie gets so fed up with like all of this bullshit. She's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna write some fire. See if I'm an elemental magician. And then she just a column of flame, just immediately.
I love Sadie's reaction to this, because it blows up in Zia's face, and Sadie's like, oh my god, I killed her!
She's like, you're supposed to kill me now? Is that what's happening? Like, this is...
Yeah.
This is where I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna live.
She's like freaking out. She's like, oh god, sorry, do I die now? Like, not even caring. She's like, if you want to kill me for that seems valid.
And Zia's like, well, you're gonna duel each other, I guess.
So I remembered what I was gonna say, which is that we see Amos speak a word and perform a spell that way earlier, which means that he is either a very learned and practiced magician in his own right, which is probably the truth, or potentially he could also be hosting somebody.
Well, we do already know he has the blood of at least one pharaoh.
Right.
So,
anyways,
there's some shit going on there.
Food for thought.
Alright, so we go through Magic Gateway. This is where we go through another hourglass, sand swirly portal thingy. Love those.
I don't like sand.
No, I don't.
It's coarse and rough, irritating.
God.
It gets everywhere.
Thank you, Mods. Every time. We always have to do it. It can be very prevalent in this series. So Carter hates portals. And now, guess what? We're in Luxor. And Carter's like, wow, that's so far away. Bro, you went from New York to Cairo.
We have already teleported at least twice.
We've done this shit before. Come on. But he's just like, Egypt! Wow! Cool shit!
Oh, Carter. My sweet boy.
So we're in some ruins. There's an obelisk here, but it's different set of obelisks than the last set of obelisks that we talked about. Its twin is in Paris. Very fun.
A surprise tool that will help us later.
Perhaps?
No,
maybe.
That can't be.
Also, fun fact, this used to be the ancient city of Thebes.
Just like in the Hercules movie.
That's because there were, in fact, two cities of Thebes.
Yeah.
One was Egypt, one was Greece.
So not just like in the Hercules movie.
It's because the Greeks were like, hey, we're gonna name shit here, because we live here now.
I like that your mind went to the Hercules movie and my mind went to a Game of Thrones theory about a time-traveling fetus, which also
Excuse me?
mentions...
Excuse me?
It's a thing. Yeah.
I don't want time-traveling fetuses. I would rather not. No, thank you. Ray looks very thoughtful right now.
It's like something that would happen in an indie horror game.
Oh no. no. Game of Thrones, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, it's less Game of Thrones and more the absolute insanity of the Game of Thrones theory community.
Oh god.
That's fair. That's valid.
It's fucking insane. Like, that's like one of the more normal theories.
Oh my god.
Fandoms are interesting places to exist.
Yeah.
I think that's the gist of this. Okay, I love this line from Sadie where, Zia's like, this is the best place for us to practice. This ruins, in Egypt. And Sadie's like, because it's already destroyed?
Sadie! This is the stuff you want most not to destroy.
Exactly. No, this is a place that's full of magic, sacred to their family, perhaps?
I'm sure it's nothing.
I probably could have talked about sphinxes in this chapter too. But they're creatures of law and order, protectors of Egypt. They're good guys, apparently.
Yep. Sure. Protectors of law and order, definitely always the good guys. Sorry, I did not mean to make it about current events.
Shut up, Chaos Kremlin. Okay. Also, Zia did Jedi mind tricks to make the people stay away from this.
Yeah.
I guess. No more tourists right now. So Carter and Sadie have to duel each other. I don't know what Sadie was expecting. Was she gonna duel Zia, I guess? Do you think that was gonna happen? Because I don't think that would end well either.
See, the thing is that when you hear, we're gonna teach you with a duel, my brain is like, we'll do a practice spar with someone who is experienced so that no one hurts each other.
You know what?
I think Zia would hurt them.
She would, though. You're right.
That's what she finds fun.
She did throw ice water with ice and possibly a bucket in her face. Depending on who you ask.
It was definitely a bucket. Okay, Sadie has a black eye this entire chapter. Okay, so Sadie is like going crazy right now. She's like, oh shit, what if I cast a spell and I just explode Carter by accident? I don't really want to do that to my brother as much as I don't like him. Carter's also terrified of this happening. So
okay, so all that it actually says is that Carter started to sweat. He might be thinking the same thing of I don't want to swing a sword at my little sister. But he also might be afraid of getting exploded by... It might be a little of both.
I'm just thinking, I'm just thinking of when I recently watched Lucifer, where God came to the material plane and he got so mad at this one guy. This guy slept with God's wife. Don't worry about that. But what's important is that God exploded this man.
Cool.
And then because he's God, he was like, wait, nope, that didn't happen, and put him back together. And I don't know, that's just what I'm imagining right now. is the potential duel that could have happened. But we don't know how we put Carter back together.
Oh god, no.
Carter's just a jigsaw puzzle for the rest of the series.
We just have pieces.
My boy.
Of him. Here, do you got his left arm? I got his right arm. Okay. Does he need eyeballs? No, probably not. He doesn't want to see this.
That's something that happens in mythology all the time. He'd be fine.
Yeah, it happened to Osiris.
Yeah.
You just gotta make sure you find the junk.
Oh my God.
Very important.
Otherwise, you can't bring him back to life. That's what happened to Osiris. You lose the penis, and then suddenly you're an underworld god, and you can't come back.
Real rough,
oh well.
man.
Real rough. Alright, so Zia's just like, I'm gonna oversee this. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. You learn by doing, not by being taught. Whatever.
Thanks,
I mean,
Zia.
that is a learning and / teaching style,
Yeah.
that exists. I think I'm more of a visual learner.
Than getting exploded learner.
Perhaps. So they're gonna summon their powers.
I mean, to be fair, if they weren't, living illegally, presumably all they could do would be, summon a butter knife. and not explode each other.
I mean, that's
if you have enough power to kill each other currently, you probably should, so...
Yeah.
That's likely the philosophy.
Yeah, exactly. Sadie's like, okay, I'll make some fire. And then she nearly knocks herself out by making a tiny flame. Carter's like, do I win if she does that? Like... But, yeah, this is where we learn, once again, you begin a duel full of magic. Your mana pool is full, your spell slots are full. Much like after a good meal, which Sadie never got. Once again, feed this poor child. Feed her.
The part made me laugh.
hate doing shit before breakfast. I need breakfast. I sympathize so hard.
Like, yes, we can get a good bath. Yes, we can put on some new clothes and get some cool shit. But also, feed her! Yeah. Please!
Please eat.
Remember in the Christmas Day chapter where we got, like, a wonderful breakfast that filled us up so much, and then Sadie did one spell.
I miss those days.
She did one spell and nearly collapsed. But still, we got a full breakfast. I miss it. Also, how many days past Christmas are we? What is this, like the 27th now?
The demon days are starting tomorrow, so...
Well, maybe it's the 26th. It must be the 26th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, it's been one day since that chapter?
Since Christmas.
Yeah, Lord. they just went to sleep once.
Yeah. A lot's been going on.
They've gone to sleep twice now, technically.
Yeah, so but the first one was on Christmas Eve. I remember that, because it was suddenly Christmas instead of not Christmas.
So now it's the day after Christmas. Now we can be like, after Christmas means it wasn't Christmas.
Yeah.
This is the joke I've been making previously, but before it was just before Christmas.
Oh man!
Christmas. Anyway,
it's by the time these chapters are coming out, it's gonna be almost Christmas.
It is. In fact, let's see. We're gonna be so close. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. We'll re-release chapters on Christmas. Stay tuned. They won't be about Christmas though. Okay, so yeah, she depleted some of her mana. Oopsie. And then Zia shows them the amulet thing. So, like, magic can be stored in amulets and such. And then it can be summoned from gods. Ho ho ho. Don't do that. We don't want to summon gods. No.
Very illegal. No good. But Zia is just, like, giving them, like, prolonged eye contact, like, from gods.
And this is where we figure out some more Blood of the Pharaoh shit. Hey, guess what? There was some pharaohs who, like, used this specific site. Ramses, perhaps, used this site, I guess. So it's like, we're from two royal lines. So I guess the Fausts are related to Ramses. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
the last names are pretty similar. Ramses and Faust. No?
Sure.
They both have Ace, okay?
Hey, aren't the
Fausts
Fausts white?
S's, yeah.
Hey, if you're from Africa, why are you white?
You can't just ask people why they're white.
Listen, it was how many freaking millennia ago?
Yeah.
At this point,
yeah,
the melanin
I'm
is gone.
basically joking, but
the melanin is so far gone at this point. Anyway, we already assumed that Julius was related to Narmer because they look the same. Very cool. Narmer,
which is fucking wild still.
Yeah, so you think we're hosting gods because, like, our ancestors did that shit? Okay, sure. And then Sadie fucking loses it.
Yeah, I think Zia is purposefully baiting her here to, like, get this reaction.
Yeah. Sadie, maybe don't do this. But she does.
She gonna do it.
She's like, I'm just gonna attack Zia now. And okay, maybe I'm not an elemental magician. Let's go with cats. So she throws her staff, it becomes a lioness. But then it's like, oh no, we're fighting Carter. Let's go after Carter.
And Sadie's like, shit.
He slices that shit in half, makes a full-on hawk-headed avatar thing like Bastard, but, not a cat, I guess. And then the staff is now broken in two. Oops, she needs a new staff already.
Yeah.
That was a brand new set of magical supplies, guys. You had one job. So Zia's like, fuck.
Yeah, you're gods. You're gods.
You're hosting gods.
Well,
you
yeah.
summoned the Falcon Head. Shit.
Yeah. She does not elaborate on that, but that does seem to be quite relevant.
Nah, it's probably nothing.
Yeah, not great. Not great. And then, as she's dealing with this mental news, I guess, she has to deal with the other news. An initiate comes, teleports in and is like, hey, whisper, Iskandar. She doesn't even say it, and Sadie's like, oh my god, he died, didn't he? Yeah, he did. He did have, in fact, old man coughing disease.
It's it's real rough, man.
Listen, if you cough, like, so horribly, like you do the laughing that it turns into a cough. I've done this several times in the podcast. It means you're going to die.
Yeah.
It means I'm already dead. It's fine. It's fine, guys.
Charlie's haunting the narrative. Don't worry about it.
But on top of that, he was, like, super, extremely old. So, like, it was a Chekhov's gun right there.
Yeah.
It's like, Chekhov's cough. He'll die. And he died in his sleep. Okay, not bad. But you know what the problem about that is? Not the fact that Zia's father figure died. Not that fact. It's the fact that Desjardins is next in line. Evil French dude. French vizier dude.
I mean, if you just said French, we would have assumed that it was
it's a little
evil.
redundant.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm French. We're also getting a guest on that is also from France.
Oh no.
For the next chapter.
Oh no.
It felt appropriate. It felt very appropriate. Yeah, so the French dude wants to have them executed. Especially since Zia's like, you guys are definitely hosting gods. Fuck. Yeah. So.
But Zia is quite sympathetic towards them, which is, she's becoming a more and more complicated character as things go on. Remember the first time we met her and she wanted to kill them immediately? Listen.
She's like the tough, mean girl character who, like, secretly is sensitive and has a heart, but, like, she's got the whole tough exterior going on. She will punch a bitch, but she's also secretly a cinnamon roll. Right? I feel like that's the vibe. I feel like it's will kill you, but also is a cinnamon.
Zia is a cinnamon roll, Bast is a muffin.
Good.
It's such a good name for a cat.
I know!
Okay?
It's really good.
Food names, okay?
Yep.
Quality cat. So yeah, this is really bad. It's really bad. Zia's like, well, you need to get the fuck out of here, and the next time I see you, I will be ordered to kill you. Just so you know. Right. Bye.
Sadie is able to convince Zia to let them go, basically, by talking about how she met with Iskandar and, like, appealing to her with his words, which is nice. It's a very good scene. Yeah. And she's like, go to France. Get out of here.
Guys, you remember that the evil dude is French, right?
Yeah. On his home turf? Are you kidding me?
This is a really bad plan. Really bad plan, just so you know. I mean, they don't say it in the chapter, but, like, you turn the page, you see the name of the next chapter, you know.
Right. I kind of didn't even realize that it doesn't even say here that they're going to Paris, but yeah, the next chapter says that the obelisk, the twin is in Paris. We all know this.
Yeah.
Again, another Chekhov's gun. It was gonna happen. So they run away. Bye. Hope you guys survive. Bye.
And if you don't worry, I'm gonna kill you anyway. Hey, yeah, this is fun times, yeah.
Yeah, so fun.
Lots of fun character work with Zia. I love the idea that she is sympathetic to them, but basically their enemy because of situations.
Yeah. So anybody got some plugs? What's our media plugs today?
I didn't actually think of anything. I was about to, like, Google like what I've looked at recently.
Yes.
If we're all doing this is a bad sign, guys. This is
Oh, no.
a bad sign. Wait. I got one.
Okay.
Because recently, some things happened. Dangerous to my mental health and probably all of our mental health things.
Yeah.
But someone recommended to me this wonderful little app called Finch. It's really cute.
Yeah.
You can get a little bird guy and take care of him by doing things like self-care things for yourself. And yeah,
It does sound really cute.
Ooh, my sound was...
Your app's
Sorry,
making noises.
I just opened it. I opened it. I'm sorry. It was a problem. You hatch a little bird and you like do some things that are good for yourself every day. It gives him some energy. He goes off on adventures. He tells you about it. You can dress him up in little outfits. Mine has a mushroom
That sounds
hat.
cute as hell. That sounds cute.
That's
as
very
hell.
sweet.
And when you get invited or invite friends, you can get little mini guys. Mine also has a mini duck next to them, so it's very fun.
That's so cute.
Yeah, do stuff that's good for your mental health.
I remembered what I was going to say. There is a test that you can find online called the Autism Spectrum Quotient. Generally, you should not trust tests that you find online about your mental health. The Autism Spectrum Quotient is a real studied test that if you are over a certain level, you are very, very likely to be autistic. It has a very low level of false positives. It actually has more false negatives than false positives. So you're more likely to be the kind of person who masks very well and who doesn't agree with everything on the thing and still be autistic than you are to agree with stuff on the thing and not be autistic. So, since we were talking about that, if anyone thinks that you might be somewhere on the autism spectrum, the Autism Spectrum Quotient, the AQ test, is a good place to start that sort of journey. Also, because getting a real diagnosis can actually be a detriment to you in your later life when you're trying to do legal shit. They can say, we don't respect you because you have autism. So, self-diagnosis is actually valid.
Because literally, we had a friend in the Discord be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have my official autism screening test, whatever it's called. And I was like, that's so good for you. I think I have autism, but I don't want to get professionally tested because I'm worried about actual things.
Right.
And based on the climate of the world now, especially God, I worry about that.
It depends. A diagnosis can open up avenues of support if that's something that you think you need. But if you don't think that you're going to need specific disability types of support, it's probably better not to do it. And honestly, do try self-diagnosis avenues, because a diagnosis can be very helpful, especially in finding strategies. But also, you don't have to be autistic or on the autism spectrum to use strategies and tips that you get from autistic people. You can find ways to help yourself without needing any sort of diagnosis. Mental health is made up also. Diagnoses are actually sort of bullshit. It's just categories and boxes that we decided to put people in because your brain is a spectrum in general. Anyways,
I don't have a brain. My brain is safe.
This is a whole rant, but that's my plug. I'm done.
Mats, do you have anything for us? What media have you been consuming? You already said Avatar. You can plug Avatar if you want.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be mine. Or more a general kind of a vague one would be, considering everything that's going on, just find your favorite comfort show, movie, books, and just watch or read those. Just your favorite comfort medium. I'm sorry, you're probably going to need them. It's everything is gonna be. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. It's too depressing. But yeah, for me, it's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Any show, movie, whatever is valid. So yeah.
Good. My other hot tip is if you're trying to do shit for your mental health, making something is very good for your brain in general. When you're feeling really rough, like, make yourself sit down with a coloring book or something. Like, something that you can, like, see with your hands. It lights up parts of your brain that sometimes consumption doesn't. So you can do both at once. While we've been doing this podcast, I've been, like, doing a little tiny sewing project with my hands. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. I love
good.
that.
It's
also,
very good.
Mots, where can people find you on the internet? If you want to be found, do you exist? Maybe.
Are you
Probably
out there?
not.
Not really anymore. I don't really do socials anymore. Like, yeah, no, I guess I just don't.
You can find Mots on the Discord if you want to.
Yeah, find me on the
join
Discord.
our Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hang out with him. Read the books with him. He's pretty cool, dude.
You can also join any other Deus Ex Media Patreon and be on the same Discord. We're all hanging out, so
we're
like
all hanging out.
we like it when you give us money, but like, you know.
I guess you can give other people money. That's okay. By the time this comes out, you'll be able to give me money in 2 different ways. Haha. Bits Patreon. Fun stuff. That's a pod episode. We did it, guys.
We did it. Why don't you release us from this mortal coil?
I mean, I don't really want to kill you guys just yet. I kind of like you.
Well,
like,
I mean, you were already
really
dead from
hard.
old man coughing disease, so.
I was trying to play it off that I was the
well.
Like, I don't really want to kill you guys, but like, you're hosting gods, I guess.
So we do need to get out of your fucking house. We need to leave right now before
get out of
start.
my fucking house. Like, you have to go. Just go to Paris. That'll be fine. Totally not where the bad guy's gonna find you or anything.
Definitely not his home turf.
Not at all. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Of the Eldest Gods would like to thank its $10 and up patrons. This means you're either in the Savior of Olympus tier or the God Complex tier on our Patreon, patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. Thank you all so much for your support, especially Matt, our God Complex patron.
You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send us a message through the Duat to oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about the Riordanverse or whatever else. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology, no promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. If you want to hear more from me, Raye, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast's Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. You can also hear my voice on 2 other podcasts. I co-host another podcast on the network with the meme maker Robert called The Bits, where we talk about the Cartoon Network show Steven Universe. I also co-host a non-network podcast with my buddy Ethan called Mysteries in the Machine, where we talk about all things Scooby-Doo. Our music was created and produced by Isabel Strauss-Riggs. You can find Isabel at Kane I, that's I is in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel, Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now we are discussing The Kane Chronicles. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
On my first podcast, That's What I'm Tolkien About, I experienced the world of J.R.R. Tolkien for the first time. Now, I'm turning my attention to a galaxy far, far away. My name is Mary Clay, and I am embarking on my first ever journey through the world of Star Wars. Join me each Tuesday as I drive deeper into hyperspace and discover what this vast universe has to offer. My guests will become like Obi-Wan Kenobi as they guide me through this adventure. The sequel trilogy is good information to have because I didn't know what to refer to those movies as.
There's a sequel trilogy, and then there are 2 spin-off movies that have come out in the last 10 years.
Okay, so very similar to Shrek. Shrek had the original trilogy, and then it had some spin-offs with Puss in Boots.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly like that.
Listen to Skywalk Before You Run every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found.
I'm trying to look for a way to change my my call name to Ma'at. I don't think it's letting me.
I don't think you can do that while you're on the call, sadly.
Fuck.
I think we know your new Discord name, though.
Yes, please. Oh my god.
Dave X Media.